This is such a cringy moment. I don't want to just throwing my script out for what I wanted to say with the wit and whatever, and I'm just gonna vlog what comes in my head. So I managed to walk here in Hiroshima. What you're looking at on the big screen is the building that survived the atomic bomb, one of only two that have been exploded in the world over a civilian population because there have been tests. Anyway, and this is so cringy. This is so cringy. I'm looking at reels and trying to figure out what makes a successful reel, and if the benchmarks for that were the likes and the comments and the shares. I'm not gonna play with that. I'm not gonna out youth, out flash, out attention, those kinds of reels. So I'm just gonna be myself and base success on depth, and which is why I chose this format, because I see no umbug to having my face on a reel informative. So, just if you don't want to see my face, just put your thumb over the thing and you can enjoy the view. You can relax or whatever. But the thing I wanted to say was a lot of reels, a lot of content, it's push, push, push. It's a lot of consumption. And I find that the content comes by so fast that I don't have time to process it before it gets pushed out. So our brains adapt to this. And what it does is, I guess, it shortens attention span. And I don't want that to happen. So I chose this model of reels so that it requires whoever's watching or listening to kind of slow down and be patient. Just like a book. A book has a lot of power. You have to read it. You have to provide your own visuals when you read it. But that gives you an immense amount of control. If you don't want to read what's on a book, you just close it. You can go back and forth. You can write on it. You can make side notes on the page. You can add your own stuff in there. When you watch a reel with the words flashing there and it's all typed, it's not even our eyes scanning. There's a study that our eye muscles are weakening, human eye muscles are weakening because when we read on a screen or with the reels, our eyes are still and it's the words that are moving. But in a book, you have to go from left to right, scan left to right, up and down. And that strengthens the eye muscles. So, where was I going with this? Yeah, it's a lot like that. I miss the realness growing up in the 80s, 90s. I miss the realness of what it meant to earn your dopamine rather than have it fed. One of the best quotes about addiction I've read is wanting more of something but enjoying it less. And recovery is giving up one thing for everything. Yeah, and addiction is giving up everything for one thing. And increasingly, I think this hyperconsumption is something, it's not popular. It's definitely not going to be popular. Ego stories is really not popular, but I don't know. There's poetry in the pause. That's what I'm saying. My sister-in-law, Joanna, pointed that out, that with today's reels, even the pauses between words are cut out by AI. This used to be done by humans, but now it's AI, just automates the whole thing. And that's odd because I remember reading something that Native Americans did when they were, talking about peace and war and whatever. They would Notice and put pauses, because the pauses between you hearing someone say something and you replying communicated that you were thinking about what they just said. And in the same way, I think pausing when doing this also means that I'm considering what I'm saying before I say it. So, food for thought.